Welcome back to the channel where I tell you what trades I'm taking and what I'm expecting next for Bitcoin. So, on the following last few days, we've seen a significant retracement in Bitcoin, specifically falling from 97,500, okay? Now, as you have been following along, if you have been, I've been maintaining my short in the market. I also did enter a long here, and that has since been stopped out. That's why this short is still in place. Now, we want to know what's going to happen next, because that's obviously the key information everyone wants to know, right? But for now, I'm keeping this short open as a hedge, just in case we do drop further, just so everyone's aware. Now, right off the bat, we had a significant bounce off this region. It was around a 3 to 4% rise. Specifically, it was just off the fixed range pull here. And that level was coming in at around 87,800, okay? So that's this zone right here, which is the volume area. There was also a daily, a monthly, so daily and weekly level right in that level there. And now we're seeing those levels turn into levels of resistance as we've broken through and to see what happens, right? Now, to emphasize on what we've broken down into, we took out these lows here from this residing liquidity region. So you can see here a bunch of these wicks. There's liquidity in that region. There's also a 4-hour fair value gap sitting right in here, which we have hit, okay? So that's what's happened. And now we're seeing that price is getting a solid size bounce. And to emphasize what we're seeing specifically, taking the liquidity sweep, we're now bouncing back into the range. We're trying to get into the range. So we've bounced specifically rejecting of 88,000 because this is the value area low of the entire range. So it's going to have to pop into this range in order to get up this side here. Now, the 80% rule would suggest that once you get acceptance back into 88K, which is essentially above this node and you can trade in it, then you would expect a rotation to the upside of the range here. And then you can view it as high and lower the range, and then you'd expect a rotation up. If we reject from it, then we'd expect another low to be taken out there. So that's the current landscape. Now, to preface, I haven't entered any more perpetual longs. I'm actually very, very tempted to do that very soon. Just going to see how price action plays out in the next few hours, and then I will determine that. But to give you the note on what happened, basically, I entered the short up here, took the long over here, got stopped out, as you can see. This is why when you see my videos and you look at the titles or whatever I make, they're extravagant, they clickbait, and there's a reason for that. That's just to get the attention. But that's why watching the video is very important, because when you watch it, then you can understand what I'm doing. And I had a comment in the last video, someone was like laughing at the video. And if you actually watch the inside of the video, you understand what it's about. So don't just read the title and take a trade based on the title of the video, just like any other YouTube video, right? That's how it always is. So let's say hypothetically, this level doesn't hold, right? Where would we be looking at for a new long for me? I would be just looking at this one region, and just to make it really clear, it's just this low right here. The reason it's this low is because of the fact that we have a liquidity low here and a liquidity low right in this region. So this box would be very, very key. Beneath it, we have $82,000. Yeah, it's definitely possible, but that starts to get very dangerous because we're starting to get to the lows of this range. And then the closer we're getting to this low, you would expect it to sweep it, because there probably is a bit of stop losses and liquidity sneaking down beneath there. At that point, that's getting very, very dangerous in terms of positioning. So really what I'm looking at is 85, 83 as a region, but I would hope we bounce from here. So I really would hope it. And this is this one over here. As you know, I did into that long trade here, did get stopped out of it. Not a loss, was more of a break even. Still short from up here. That's why I think region by region trading is very important. Not blowing up your account, having safe risk management. So what I'm seeing specifically, we just want to pop on all of our volume weighted metrics so we can get a clear picture of the levels of resistance going up to the upside. Very, very important one over here, because what we're going to see is the confluence form with the volume weighted average, the volume profile, and the volume weighted average VWAP, coincide probably very close to around that $90,000 to $89,000, which if we get acceptance would make sense, because this is the range back into the range, and over there you can trade around that. So to give you a level, that would be right over here as a level of resistance. So that if we start punching above that, I can start lightening up my short trade and, start to pivot on that level there, because that's what it's about. So I can take that out and give you that clear viewpoint. Yes, we have levels higher, but I'm just going to say specifically this one makes the most sense to me. So that's what I'll be looking at. So you got that there, and you got these ones here. So if we don't hold here, we drop down below here. This is my next support. Now, assuming we rise up, resistance level is 89,000. That's going to be my level of resistance to determine my next trade. So in terms of my next trade, because that's very, very key, right? So obviously still short from here. If we get here and we start punching through it, I'm going to start laddering out very, very quickly. Also, as you know, I did take a little bit of profit down here, and I'm probably going to take a bit more profit down here in that short, because I do think we are starting to exhaust out. Now, to give you the viewpoint on if we're exhausting out, we can pop it on to one of the momentum metrics here. Now, this is just one metric in the toolkit, but I would say that, we're already forming a dot there on the daily. We're starting to see that waveform. And that's the same thing like here. You can have situations where you do take out the lows again like this. So this might not be the exact low. It might drop here, drop below. There's really two options: the W pattern, the W drop pattern, or just the rocket up from here pattern. So there's three you could do, right? I'm more siding same with the W pattern. I think this one's probably going to play out more, but overall, I think we should find support here. But if that doesn't happen, then obviously down here is going to be the low point. And that would look like on here, it would look like something like this. And then that would pop up, you know, like that. But overall, I think this region is more solid because I had a friend yesterday talking about, oh, I'm looking for a short now. I'm like, hold on, why would you be looking for a short when you're already seeing the momentum starting to shift to the upside? Like it's starting to, the selling is exhausting. Does that make sense? So why would you be looking to take a short? Why weren't you looking to take a short up with me at 98,000, 97,500? That doesn't, it makes no sense to be looking to take a long up here. It makes no sense to be looking to take a short from here. Even here, like at this drop here, yeah, sure, you dropped further, but your risk to reward silly because you're not at a level of, you're at a level of support. Why would you look to take a short there? And that's how I trade. I will only be looking to take a short at resistance, and I'll only looking to take a long at support. It just, I think everyone flips it around on the upside down. It doesn't make sense to me. So when I'm seeing this, I'm looking, okay, I'm going to look to take a short. Does that not make logical sense? And I think a lot of retail doesn't seem to get it. Because I had friends who've been in the market for a while say it to me. I'm like, bro, are you okay? Like, what are you doing? Yeah. So that's that, guys. And I hope that's very clear on what I'm expecting. Okay. What I would suggest too is in the description below of this YouTube video, this is a YouTube icon, sign up to the exchanges below. We got Bybit, so Bybit, and then we got WEEX. Okay. So these are different trading exchanges. Let me just make that spelling right. I trade on Bybit personally. I also have a WEEX account. You can use those exchanges to trade. The volume on there helps this channel grow, helps me make better content, invest in better equipment, make better videos for you so you can follow along in the market updates going forward. Don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. I really appreciate that. And yeah, really sign up to those exchange links below, get some trading going, and don't blow yourself up. Stay safe in the market, guys. For now, have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Sounding out from Dubai. I'll be back in Australia soon, but for now, catch you guys later.